What does it mean to build for the future, to believe in a vision not yet seen, and to act when no one is watching? This is the story of Alkebuleum, born not in comfort, but in necessity, not in profit, but in purpose.
For me, what I realized is with this blockchain technology, with its transparency, open windows for us now to, create the foundation of a new economy. There is a huge problem with corruption. To see if we can utilize the blockchain to pretty much eliminate corruption. Yeah. Alkebuleum matter because we don't have representation in the space of blockchain for Africans. All the blockchains that exist today, they are all foreign blockchains from other continents. They didn't build it for our culture. They didn't build it for our issue we have. With Alkebuleum, we building it with the African culture. So it's very unique to Africa. So that's why Alkebuleum is very important to be in the blockchain space in the world at this moment. Next generation should start to think differently. So what we're doing now is we're planting seeds of ideas in the young people's mind to start to think wisely so they can create a new future for themselves. So the next Liberia, its future will be different. It will be something that will be more prosperous. We released the first white paper 2022, and the original vision was pretty much to create a layer 1 blockchain that was fully decentralized, to have it done in steps, in phases. So the first phase we were thinking about just having a very simple implementation, and then we gradually move on to stages where we can have it more decentralized, and eventually the blockchain will become
fully decentralized.
So Alkebuleum is a project that's been going on for some time. There's been a lot of work in the background. And the reason why having a blockchain tailored to the continent is so important is because we want to make sure we solve our problems. And some of the problems that we have in our various countries, those are problems that are unique to us. They're unique to the African experience. And Alkebuleum is tailoring solution based on those experiences and the context of our society. So I think that's why Alkebuleum is important. Eliminating corruption and introducing transparency is also very important. One of the issues we have on the continent is we look forward to the politicians and folks in higher institutional power to be able to solve our problems, and we expect them to act right. But one of the things I always say is it's really difficult to expect people to do the right thing all the time. We have to create an environment that makes it a necessity for folks to actually do the right thing. We have to build a society that is not so much appealing to the consciousness of people, but is a system that should be based on check and balance. And I think technology can solve some of those issues. And Alkebuleum is a blockchain that will solve some of those issues. Growing up in Liberia, I really do miss home. We have challenges. Our people are good people. They have good hearts, especially the regular everyday people. We want to be able to build a self-sustaining economy with blockchain that will be able to provide access to jobs, like technical jobs and skills. And those skills can be leveraged on the international job market. Alkebuleum is trying to create that platform where Liberians in Liberia, in the US, or in Europe, or in Africa somewhere too, can be able to really build something for themselves on this platform. And it's going to be a platform of transparency. It's going to be a platform of making sure that everybody have to behave right and proper. And that's what we're trying to do. You know, Alkebuleum is also trying to solve some of the identity issues we see face the continent. Identity is very important. We need to build a society where we know who is who and who actually owns what. And it's really important to do that because it creates a sense of like accountability. You know, if I know that John Brown owns this plot of land and it's on the blockchain and John is the owner of that land, you know, that documentation is going to be stored on the blockchain forever. And if John sells the land to Peter Paul, Paul becomes the new owner of that land. And it's verifiable. You can see it on the blockchain, the transfer of the deed from one person to another. And we don't have to rely on a person to be able to make sure those documents are stored properly, they're conducted properly. We can just rely on technology. One of my most important quote I always use is technology is like mathematics, right? Mathematics don't love you, mathematics don't hate you, but mathematics is just being mathematics. And that's the principle we have to build our system on. And I think this is what Alkebuleum is doing. And this is why it's so important for everyone to be a part of this movement and help in the development of this platform that will take our country forward.